Hey, how's it going?
Good, how you doing today?
Doing good. How can I help you?
Got a rarest edition of Game of Thrones book looking to sell.
A rarest edition?
Rarest edition ever made.
Okay.
Winter has come, Rick.
All right, let's see what you got.
Why would you read the book when you can just watch the TV show?
Because the book is generally better.
Sure.
Most
You can't look at Khaleesi in the book.
I have a Game of Thrones first edition signed copy by George R.R. Martin. I'm looking to get around $2,500 today. If I'm able to make a sale today, I'm gonna use that money to put towards my hobby, which is collecting high-end sports cards.
I love the Game of Thrones.
Where'd you get it?
A friend of mine had little money issues, and he was selling his collection of first edition books. I'd seen the show, knew it was massively popular, figured this was a good one to pick up.
The Game of Thrones really is an amazing series. Political intrigue is, and then they throw in a little magic. It's got a dragon in it. You know what I mean?
Multiple.
Multiple dragons, yeah. And this is the first book. This sort of sets everything up, all the different families, all the insanity going on. And one of the reasons why Game of Thrones, I think, is so popular is because it can be like the complete star of the show, and they just whack him.
Yep.
And then you're sitting around after they kill him, like, are they gonna bring him back to life? Because they can do that in Game of Thrones.
Well, I have this theory that you're a White Walker.
I'm not a White Walker.
It's hard to tell sometimes.
Okay, so it'll go down in history as one of the most popular series ever produced.
Absolutely.
It looks like amazing condition. Do you know if it's the first printing of the first edition?
This is the first print of the first edition. They made 500. 52 were lettered, 448 were numbered. This is a numbered copy. And it has been properly stored since the day he got it.
So how much you want for this thing?
I'm looking for 2,500.
All right, so I have no idea what this is worth. I really don't. And you want 2,500 bucks, which is a lot for a modern book. So, let me give someone a call.
Absolutely.
I'll be right back. So who was like the really big, mean guy?
The Hound?
Yeah.
Are you talking about a book?
Yes.
Well,
Oh,
a TV show.
Okay.
sorry.
I don't know if I'd read the book.
You should read the book.
Nah, I mean, is there an audio version?
Yes.
Oh, I'm all
Although
for
it'll take
that.
forever to get through.
I've got a lot of time.
Okay.
But this book,
This book is pretty cool. It's signed by the author.
452 numbered, 52 lettered.
all right. What I'm about to say is not going to surprise you at all. But I'm a fantasy nerd. And so I've got a lot of things to say about this.
Okay.
This was really a big deal in the fantasy genre because it's very brutal. You have the first printing in 1996. This edition comes out like right at the turn of the century. So you have essentially 2000, 2001. All of the illustrations are from 2000.
So this was not really the first edition of this.
This is not the first edition.
Okay.
It is what we call a signed limited edition. So
Okay.
signed by the author and by the illustrators. And it's limited, i.e. there were only 500 copies total. This is number 257. Some people consider this book the holy grail of Game of Thrones collecting. The first printing, there were a decent amount of copies, at least of the US printing, and so you can still kind of get that. But this, you know there are only 448 copies floating around, and there are a lot more fans than that. So when this first comes out, it was sold for $250. It's worth a lot more than that now.
Okay. So what is it worth?
I know that copies of this sell for $2,000, $2,500. I know you can get that. You could get more, though. You could legitimately put the price up, $3,500, $4,000, see what happens. Because right now, people want this.
All right, thanks. I
Yep.
sort of got an idea now. All
All right, take care.
right, so what's your bottom line on it?
She says 2,500 is where it's at. Could go a lot higher. I think it's a really fair price, considering how popular this show
No, she said
is.
it goes right around 2,500. If I'm lucky, I might be able to get more. You know what? I'll give you 1,500 bucks. It's more than any other book dealer's gonna give you.
I think it's a pretty safe bet. With how popular the show is,
It's still a bet.
2,000 would be
I'll give you 1,500 bucks.
1,800.
I'll give you 1,600 bucks, not a penny more.
You got a deal.
Sweet. You'll go write them up? Just leave it right here.
You never do anything.
Harrisons always pay their debts.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. I got some interesting things for you today. These are NBC silkscreen original posters.
These are all 1960s, right?
67 to 68.
Actually, I think the 60s is a little bit better than the 70s because 70s got really cheesy and weird.
Today I brought in 7 posters from the 1967-68 TV season. What I estimated their value at is about $3,700. And I would like to get at least 40% of that value. The best one first.
We got the Jerry Lewis Show,
Jerry Lewis Show,
Ironside,
Raymond Burr. You know, they made a remake of that in the 90s, I think.
Bonanza. That was like the longest running Western show on television.
No, Gunsmoke was, actually. I Spy, Bill Cosby's first major job.
All of these are pretty cool. The 1960s was like the highlight of television. It was also a time where television stars were a lot bigger than they were today. Today you have 1,000 different shows on television right now. Back then you had the 3 networks, that was it.
So these are very rare.
They weren't as rare as you would think, okay? Because they would send these to different advertisers. They would hang them all on the wall and say, hey, we can get you commercials on these shows. I mean, we have a really good relationship with NBC and things like that. So you want to sell these, I'm assuming?
Yeah, I want to sell them.
So you got 7 of them total. How much do you want for all of them?
For all of them, $3,700.
Yeah, we're way off. At one point, these were going for a lot more money. Then we ended up having the internet and these things started coming out of the woodwork. I Spy, Bonanza, and Ironside, I'll give you $500.
Little low for me, because I would want to get 200 from each, so 600. I'm not asking for the moon.
You got to look at it from my perspective. Not only do I got to spend $500, but now I got to spend money to get them framed, and they take real estate on the wall and everything else like that. I'm not investing $500. I'm probably investing close to $1,000.
Meet me halfway, you got a deal. $550.
I'll go 5 1/4.
$550, I'm out. I'm ready for you. I'm really selling them less than I want to sell them for.
All right, $550. $550 will do it.
Sounds good, man.
Okay. All right, I'll meet you right
Sure.
over there, and I'll write you up.
He had to make me at least semi-happy, and he did. We shook on the deal. I'm walking out with $550, and I'm gonna get myself a new smartphone.
So what do we got here?
We have a 1949 General Electric television.
Okay, what you have here is one of the really early versions of the home television. And people knew it existed, but not even a person on your block had.
So it was like cell phones when we were in high school.
Maybe when you were in high school.
I'm here today to sell a 1949 GE Model 806 television. My daughter and I found it online. We thought it was super cool. My daughter really wanted it, so we thought, why not? I think the coolest part about this TV is how rare it is. You don't see a lot of them. Being from 1949, you'd think it was in pretty rough shape, but it actually looks great. I'm looking for $1,700 because the quality is so good and because it is an antique.
This is pretty cool. Television was technically invented in 1927. The television was a natural progression of radio. And GE, General Electric, I mean, they were kind of like the pioneers of TVs. They wanted to get one in every house. This was made more like a piece of furniture than it was a device that you watch something on. And you can see how it had the better veneers, the woods and stuff like that on it. And because GE was competing with other people, they marketed it as their daylight television, claiming it was 80% brighter and you could watch it during the day.
I guess comparison would be like the 4K now back then, where they actually recommended this one because you could watch it during the day and it was better on your eyes.
It is cool, but does it work?
I can save you the potential fire. No, it does not turn on.
I mean, it is really, really cool. What are you looking to get out of it?
I'd like $1,700 for it.
I mean, realistically, man, I mean, I'm looking at a fish tank here. I mean, it's giant, it's heavy, it's bulky, it weighs a lot. The most I can do is 200.
Okay, that's a lot less than 17. Maybe 700?
You know, I just don't see us coming to an agreement here, man. I could do 200. If you ever change your mind, more than welcome to bring it back.
That's fine. I'm sure someone would appreciate it. We'll find that person.
All right, appreciate it. Take care.
Thank you. Once he offered the $200, I pretty much just tuned him out like the TV that doesn't work because I knew we weren't going to come to an offer.
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, what do we got here?
So I have a autographed Sands of Anarchy vest.
Okay.
I just recently moved and I don't have space for it.
So a vest from Sons of Anarchy, motorcycle club.
Yep.
In the immortal words of Groucho Marx, I would never belong to a club that would have me as a member.
I'm at the pawn shop today to sell the Sands of Anarchy vest that I had signed. I'm a big fan of the show, and I went to a charity fundraiser, so I had the opportunity to have them sign it. I'm hoping to get $1,000. If I'm able to make the sale today, my number one priority is to pay bills.
This is interesting. Corey,
What's up?
I've seen a couple episodes, but never really got into it. You know about this, right?
Yeah. Sons of Anarchy was a show on the network FX. It ran from 2008 to 2014. It was massively popular. What always made me laugh about the show, though, is from day one, Kurt Sutter, the creator, said it was based on Hamlet.
The main character talks to a skull.
No, but in lieu of talking to a skull, he found his dad's journals, and I guess his dad was a big writer, and he had books and books of journals, and he starts reading them.
So if it's Hamlet, I know the ending because it's just like,
Exactly.
Shakespeare wrote a tragedy, and Hamlet was definitely a tragedy at the end.
Absolutely.
This is going way too deep down a rabbit hole for me. So I know it's from the show. The show is wildly popular. Is this a vest they used on the show?
Nope.
No.
It's not a Little Joe's.
What do you mean it's not a Little Joe?
If you wear a leather motorcycle vest, you wear a Little Joe's.
So do they have those on the show too?
Absolutely. It'd be way thicker. You've seen the one I have. It's
I got a leather vest when I ride my motorcycle.
So, how'd you get it signed?
There was a charity fundraiser in Los Angeles, and the majority of the signatures came from that event.
Okay, but there's not a Kurt Sutter, there's not a Charlie Hunnam.
Correct.
And you have no paperwork or anything like that?
No.
So this is something you like.
Well, I like a lot of Shakespeare.
Okay. All right, how much you looking to get out of it?
Yeah, I'm trying to get $1,000 for it.
Okay. Let me get my buddy down here and let me get his opinion, just make sure the signatures are real and get his idea what he thinks it's worth.
Okay.
Okay? I'll be right back. Corey knows something about Shakespeare. Steve, how's it going?
Good to see you guys. How are you?
Pretty good. This is it? That's what I called you about?
Oh, nice. So Sons of Anarchy was one of my favorite shows. I mean, I don't think I missed an episode of the show. Obviously, there was a lot of ups and downs. Some of the guys got killed throughout the show.
Did you cry when Opie died?
Well, of course, didn't you?
I think everybody did.
You guys realize you know just way too much about the show?
Listen, you read the history of batteries twice. Nobody in the world does that, all right? Everybody in the world watches TV shows, and people get involved with the cast, all right? So, Steve, what do you think?
Do me a favor, flip that around for me so I could take a look at that, Rick. So these are the traditional thing. People get signed a lot, called a cut, you know, or vest. But people would put the patches on and just get them signed. I'm not going to use the Pro Scope on this, Rick, because this is a silver marker. And here I could tell that these look like they were all signed in person to me. The first one I see is right up here. That's Ron Perlman, pretty typical of his autograph. It's just like almost an R and a P, so it's pretty sloppy. So he's right up on the top, and he wrote Clay. Clay Morrow, he's one of the main characters of the show. You have a nice signature of Emilio Rivera, who played Alvarez. And there's a few names I don't really recognize. This guy maybe had a small role in one or two of them. I kind of remember his character. I think he got beat up by the guys, as most people did.
Didn't, like, everybody in this show get beat up at one point?
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened with it.
Okay. So what do you think it's worth?
It's a nice cut. It looks like it's in great shape, guys. The autographs are all fine. Nothing smeared or smudged, really. But when I look at the jacket, I still notice there's some main signatures missing. You know, Jack's obviously the big one, Charlie Hunnam. You know, Chibs, don't see him on there. I don't see Tig. I don't see Bobby Elvis. Based on what I see here, I'd put the value right at about $600.
Yeah, I was thinking a little bit more. But, you know, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, if you you know, the problem is you don't have Jacks on there, and that's going to definitely hurt the value.
Oh, Steve, appreciate you coming down.
Yep, good to see you guys. Good luck with that. Take care.
Thank you.
So, I mean, retail, I'm gonna get maybe $600 for this thing. I mean, realistically, I'd offer you about $200.
I got more of that in materials alone and fuel.
I believe you, man.
Yeah.
But you don't have any of the main people on here. That's the biggest problem. I mean, Ron Perlman's great, but $200.
Yeah, I was looking at 1,000, so I could probably do half, 5.
I'll tell you what, I'll do 300.
I guess I'm not going to be able to do it today. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Have a good day, man. If you have anything else cool, bring it down, please.
All right, will do. Have a good day.
Yeah, you really ought to watch the show. I think you're the only person in the world that hasn't.
Well, you should really read The History of Batteries.
But you're the only person that read the history of batteries.
I'm sure there was another person.
Doubtful.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how about you?
Pretty good. What can I do for you?
Got a Saved by the Bell figure here.
Time out. You're not supposed to move when I do that.
Oh, I'm not? Okay. I have a Saved by the Bell Zach Morris doll I'm hoping to sell today. I bought it at a garage sale because I was a big fan of the show. I've had it for 15 years. I'm hoping to sell it for 60 bucks.
That's pretty cool. Saved by the Bell came out in 1989, and within 1 year, it was an instant classic. And they were just a group of kids that went to a high school called Bayside High School. It went on for about 4 years. Pretty iconic television show. Zach Morris was really the standout character that the show kind of circled around his antics. And the TV show dealt with real everyday things the teens were facing. But most of the show was these guys playing pranks on their principal, having a good time. And I think just about every kid in the 90s watched it. Who was your favorite character?
Probably Zach.
Yeah, I was the Kelly Kapowski kind of guy.
There you go, yeah.
Big franchise. I don't know how collectible Saved by the Bell stuff is, but I do know that 90s stuff in general is very collectible because kids in the 90s are in a position where they can afford the stuff that they had when they were a kid. And I can't think of something cooler than the Saved by the Bell doll. Zach Morris right there, and hair to die for.
Yep.
The box looks to be in fairly decent condition. You got a little wear and tear right here. Obviously, this was bought at Toys R Us. It was marked down at some point to $7.98, which I have a feeling it's worth a little more than that these days.
Yeah.
What are you looking to do with it?
Sell it.
And how much are you looking for?
60 bucks.
Okay, it's not out of the question. I can see it going somewhere in that price range. I'm not really sure though, and there's no reason for me to just guess on this when my guy's right next door. He can come over, take a look at it, and tell me what he thinks it's worth, and we can go from there on a price.
Sounds good.
All right, give me a few minutes. I'll call him. He should be over in 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
Saved by the Bell, Zach Morris.
It's all right. Saved by the Bell was that iconic show that every kid at some point or some level knew something about. You had awesome characters that everyone found a character they related with, whether you were awkward and you were Screech, or you were the jock and you were AC Slater. There was a character that you could kind of be like, and Zach, everybody knew Zach, you know, everything from his wacky timeout to being called Preppy. So it looks like it's unopened, which is good. You can see, like, you have the whole main crew. Each one of them actually got their own doll, but Zach has actually become one of the most desirable pieces.
How much do you think it's worth?
So in this condition, the box is really nice. It does have the original retail sticker on it, and that actually doesn't affect the value a lot. You would like to have seen it in a little bit better of a spot so you can see Zach's name, but 90s toys right now are really getting hot. I think that you're gonna have no problem being able to get 80 bucks for this.
All right, well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. Thanks, man.
All right, after hearing everything that Steve had to say, I definitely think I could sell it. I'm not gonna be able to buy it for 60 though. I'm looking more like 40 bucks.
Can you make it like 55?
Would you go 45?
How about 50?
I'll give you 50 bucks for it.
All right.
Meet you over there, we'll write it up, all right?
I sold it for 50 bucks. I only spent $10 at the garage sale. So I'm gonna go out and have dinner with the wife.
How's it going today?
The Beverly Hillbillies.
Make me a millionaire just like Jed was.
Jed, not Jeb. You know, this is the thing. You gotta be like my age to remember the show, so.
Beverly Hillbillies truck is a toy made by the Ideal Toy Company based on the old TV show from the 60s. I'm selling the Beverly Hillbillies truck. I've had it for a while, so I'd like to sell it, take the money, and invest it into something new I might find.
I'm definitely intrigued. So we have a whole Beverly Hillbillies car.
Yes.
Includes Jeb, Jethro, Ellie Mae, Granny, and Duke. Can we take all this out?
Yeah, we can take it out.
All right. As Jethro was driving, they don't fit real well. Then Granny sat in the chair, and then Ellie Mae was right in front. There we go. You know, it's a pretty iconic show. I imagine it's played everywhere in the world. It originally came out in the early 60s. It was black and white, eventually went to color. You know, so it was basically some poor people suddenly came into tons of money, and they moved to Beverly Hills. The one thing odd about this thing is it seems really out of place in the toy world. It wasn't a kid show. I mean, this wasn't Saturday morning cartoons. This was an adult show that was on at night, and I just can't see little kids. I want a Beverly Hillbillies toy, you know? So does it run?
It winds up and it rolls across the floor.
Okay. So how much do you want for this thing?
I'm asking $750 for it.
You know there's some damage to it. And we got some damage here, and we got some damage there.
I've seen one sell without the box for in the $500 range.
Did it have damage?
Had some damage. I think mine was probably in a little better condition than that one.
I'll give you $400 for it.
Can you do a little better than 400?
I'll go 4 1/4.
About 6.
No. It's in pretty decent shape for 1963, and you do have the box.
How about 5?
I'll go 450.
475?
450.
I'm probably gonna miss it, but I think I'll take 450.
All right, it's a deal. I'll meet you right over there, and we'll do some paperwork.
All right.
I really did love this show when I was a kid.
We agreed on $450, so I think it's a good deal for both of us.
Hey, do you get your lunch in there?
No, I forgot that. I got a 1967 Rat Patrol lunchbox I'm interested in selling.
Okay. Do you know much about it?
No, I didn't even know much about Rat Patrol until just recently, so.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah, it was a really low-budget TV show about 4 guys in the desert.
I decided to come to the pawn shop today to try and sell my Rat Patrol lunchbox. And it's from the late 60s, and so it's pretty old and just kind of unique.
So where did you get this thing?
I got it at a flea market in Oregon.
Okay. It's a 1967 Aladdin lunchbox, and I don't know if they made all the lunchboxes, but they made damn near all of them.
Yeah.
The Rat Patrol was a show about 4 guys in the Sahara Desert, and every week they foiled the Germans. I vaguely remember some reruns when I was a kid.
Rat Patrol is a little bit before my time, but I know collecting vintage lunchboxes has exploded over the last decade. And collectors tend to love classic, campy TV shows. But let's be honest, it's not Hogan's Heroes.
I think it's pretty cool, but it's a little politically incorrect for nowadays when you have, like, on a 6-year-old's lunchbox and blowing up people.
Yeah.
They're just blatantly killing people.
Yeah. Probably not good.
They just don't allow stuff like this because for some reason they think it's going to desensitize children.
Yeah.
Like Rambo won't.
Yeah, no kidding.
Times have certainly changed. Kids don't lug metal lunchboxes to school anymore, which is one reason why they're so collectible. They just literally don't make them like they used to. Am I sounding like the old man?
You don't by chance have the thermos?
Nope. That's how I got it, just as is.
Okay, because the thermos makes it worth like more than twice as much.
Oh, I'm sure.
And this thing is in pretty rough shape.
Yeah, it's 43 years old. So
Okay.
way older than I am.
43 is not that old.
No, it is to me.
It really isn't.
Depends on who you are.
The condition is pretty horrendous, though.
Yeah.
These things are made out of steel, and they dented up and got beat up pretty easily. And you don't have the metal clip right here that holds in the thermos,
Yeah.
and you don't have the thermos.
Yeah.
Okay. And in this thing in perfect shape with the thermos, it's worth like 150, 175 bucks.
Yeah.
In this shape, it's worth right around 30 bucks. So I would give you a whopping $20 for it.
Okay.
I wish I could go more, but literally, I'm going to get 30 bucks for it, and it's going to sit a while.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll just keep it then.
Okay. Well, thanks for bringing it in.
Oh, thanks.